Hello, my name is Johnny Reed, and the book that I chose to review was Something in the Oven by Laura Shapiro. And the reason I chose this book was because honestly, I already had it. So, one of my history teachers from high school, he retired and gave me tons of books, and I was looking through the list and I had that. I ain't never read it, so I was like, why not? But honestly, I thought, well, I'm not going to really like this book. It doesn't really interest me. I mean, obviously, it's about food, but I really just honestly didn't think it'd be a great book. But I actually ended up liking the book. This book was about, just kind of how food has changed throughout the United States. It spends a lot of time focusing on when it changed during World War II. So during World War II, we had to send some, had to find an easier way to have food for the soldiers. Well, the easier way was canned foods, prepackaged foods that were already, they just needed heated up, and just something simple, real quick. So these are the things that come from this time. And I mean, so during World War, so we done that. It was really made for, these prepackaged meals were made for the soldiers. So, but during this time, the women they had to get jobs, go to work to help around the house with money, and so they were sending these meals overseas, and then these women, they were coming home from work tired, still had to take care of the kids, cook supper, clean the house, do all them things. So a lot of them adopted this and found that it was easier for them to use the prepackaged meals, and really just they kind of, it was just easy, simple, and quick for them. So that's something they just adopted. It didn't really take much time to do. It cut time in making meals in half. And so when doing this, they would even though they were still sending it over to the war, they would use it themselves. But even when the soldiers got back from the wars, a lot of the women still wanted to work and kind of do their thing. It made them feel like they were their own person, got them out of the house. They were still able to help support. Things were going up, so money become more essential to have. So instead of just going back to always, a lot of these families still use these prepackaged meals to come home, because many of the women still were working, the men were working, so they would come home and still have these meals because it was simple, easy, quick, time manageable. They still had a lot of things they had to take care of once they got off from work, so they would still use these meals. So these are the reason we're still able to see some of these things today, which is the prepackaged meals. I know a lot of people use these prepackaged meals. I know for our family, we use a lot of canned foods and frozen pizzas and stuff. We're always on the go. Life seems to be moving super fast, so this is something that was just able to help us, just one quick step. Instead of having to sit down and cook a 30-45 minute supper hour, we're able to have supper in 10, 15, 20 minutes at the most. But in this book, Laura Shapiro does good about how she's able to gather facts. She didn't really just go off theory. She was able to dive into a couple different informational things as far as sources from her book, from other cookbooks, how these things were made, and others. But I really recommend this book to anybody that want to know more about the history of food and just history in general from World War II. So I really think everyone in this class really would enjoy reading it, even though it's something you may not think you would like. Like I myself, I didn't think I would enjoy this, but I really did. So I definitely would recommend this to anyone in this class, and do think it's a great read.